What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. I want to focus in on Bobby Ryan getting traded to the Ottawa Senators. Not a bad replacement for Daniel Alfredson, about 15 years younger, and just as good offensively in so many ways. And now he's going to a big-time hockey market. Anaheim had to make a move for cap purposes. Obviously, re-signing Getzlaf and Perry didn't come cheap. Fowler signed an extension last year, and all those guys are, the money adds up against the cap. So Ryan was an expendable part. They got a great Hall in return. They got Jacob Silverberg, Stefan Nosen. I've heard about both ways, and a first round pick. Nosen I really like. He's got good chemistry with Ducks prospect Rickard Raquel up in Plymouth of the OHL, and that we could see that very chemistry on display in the NHL and night in night up. I think it was a good deal for Anaheim. They refurbish a solid farm system. They bring in some pretty good prospects. They have a second first round pick for next year, which is big. Next year's draft is. Give you the early scoop. It's not bad. It's getting underrated, but I like. We'll talk more about it as the next year goes on. But I like next year's draft. So they get 2 first round picks. They can move those picks if they want to get another player at the deadline. But it's tough losing a guy you drafted second in the draft, developed. They made him do his time in the AHL. But it's is what it is. US Olympian at age 22. Be a U.S. Olympian this year, and now he's going to a market where hockey's a little bit more in the spotlight than it is in Southern California. That's not a knock on the fans in Orange County. I'm just saying, it's Ottawa's big time. Those fans expect a winner, and you're more or less in so many words replacing Daniel Alfredson, and that's not very easy to do. So the pressure's on Bobby Ryan, but I think he'll be up to the challenge. An American kid playing in the Canadian market, good, big time American kid. I think he'll have one of the best selling jerseys in the league, and I think he'll slide right in there with either Spencer or Kyle Turris. I think he's got, obviously we've seen what he can do. He's a very skilled, very large forward, and I think his contract's got 2 years left on it, 2 or 3, I can't remember. I think it's 2. And so we'll see what happens. Be in line for another big time extension, 2 years when the cap goes up again. And I think he'll do okay. And like I said, I think it's a good deal for both sides. I think Ottawa addresses the position. Ottawa has a great farm system. I don't know how they're not in the top 3 according to the hockey pundits, but even Sands, Silverberg, and Nason. I like what they got going on down there. Even the young players. I love Zibanejad's game. I love Robin Lehner. Cody Ceci can play, and I think those guys can be coming on the pipeline, and they saw they had some expendable parts, and they could go out and get a proven scorer, and they did just that. It was a great move for Ottawa. Anaheim played some cap room, brought in some solid prospects, so it's one of those things I think everyone will win in this deal, and see what happens. Anaheim there'll be an adjustment period playing without them, but I think they'll do all right. I think they've got enough solid. Does this move Emerson up into the top 6 next year? That's a question to ask. He looked good at times last year. I don't know if the hands have quite caught up, which is weird considering he was a 60-goal scorer 2 years ago in the Western League. But anything could happen. Or last year, 2011, 2012. Anyway, that's on this episode of the Power Play with CJ on the Bobby Ryan to the Ottawa Senators trade. Stay tuned for episodes throughout the offseason and beyond. Later, guys.